Hello there, my name is Claire. I'm from Lion Learners East Anglia, and today's session is all about reptiles. And we have a few reptiles around us here who are going to help us to find out all about them. So down here you've just been looking at, go back to Skittle a sec, sorry. This is Skittle and she is a bearded dragon. And bearded dragons come from Australia. They are a type of lizard. Over this side we have Bolt, and Bolt is a horse-filled tortoise, and they come from areas like Russia, Pakistan and Central Asia. If you see this food, he's going to go for it. There he goes, can you see? You'll see he's got a lovely bowl of salad in front of him. He likes to eat all kinds of plants. He's a plant eater, what we call a herbivore. He's enjoying that, isn't he? We also have up here, we have the lovely Fire. And Fire is a corn snake. Now, reptiles include snakes, they include tortoises, they include turtles, they include lizards, and they include crocodiles. And they come in all shapes and sizes. You will see the guys we've got here all look very different, don't they? Fire here hasn't got any legs. Bolt down here has got a shell. And Skittle over the other side has got a long tail. They all look very, very different. You'll see here's a picture of a caiman that I took when I was in Brazil. It was posing nicely for me. It looks once again much, much bigger. Looks very, very different. So what makes them a reptile is not to do with what they look like or where they're from. Reptiles come from all around the world. You get them in every continent except for Antarctica. It's also not to do with what they eat. As you just saw with Bolt, he was tucking into a nice salad and likes to eat plants. Fire, our lovely snake, is a meat eater. She only eats meat. And down there, Skittle likes to eat a bit of both. Likes to eat meat and she likes to eat veg. Let's see if she's feeling hungry. She's what we call an omnivore. So it's not to do with what they eat either. I mean, what they eat, not what they eat, what they eat. There you go, sweetie. Would you like one of those? That's a Morio one. Let's see if she fancies eating it. Now, the first similarity you can see from all of them is they're all on, these guys are all walking around like we do, breathing the air around them. So they all breathe air, which means they have lungs. Even reptiles that live in the water, like turtles, need to come to the surface to breathe. They all breathe air. But to find out all the other similarities, we need to get a closer look. Let's have a closer look at Skittle here. Hello, darling. Oh, here she comes. Look, can you see the beautiful orange skin? She's got this lovely skin and it feels really dry to touch. It's really dry and it's bumpy. It's very, very scaly. And that is what makes her a reptile. She's got scales all over her body. If your parents have got any sandpaper, have a feel of it, because she feels a bit like that. She feels like she's made of sandpaper. We'll have a look at Fire, our corn snake, because then you'll be able to see the scales even better. She wants some more food. Here you go, Skittle. Let's put some Morio worms out for you to come and find. Here we go. Have you seen them? So let's have a look at the scales here on Fire. Now, snakes, you can really see the distinct scales. Can you see them? She's got lovely scales. They are so shiny and beautiful to look at. They almost look wet, but they're not wet. They're actually really, really dry, just like Skittles were. And that is how we know it's a reptile. Reptile's got very dry scales. You'll see Bolt down here has also got scales, haven't you, Bolt? He's got his scales on his legs and on his head. So even though he's got that lovely shell, he's also got scales around here. Here they are. And the scales are very, very important for reptiles. You see, they walk very closely to the ground. Fire, our corn snake, is on the ground on her tummy. So she needs protection, and the scales do a job of protecting the animal. They're very tough and very thick, and they give a nice job of protecting. If we rolled around on our tummy like outside on rough terrain, on rocks and on foliage like she does, like Fire our snake does, then we would probably get some cuts and bruises, but she doesn't. Her scales protect her, and that's the job of them. Right, let's look at another thing that makes a reptile a reptile. If I have a feel here of the lovely Fire, hello darling, we're going to get you out again. She actually feels very cool to the touch. That's because she is what we call cold-blooded, and all reptiles are cold-blooded. She feels cool right now because she's been at the cool end of her vivarium, which is the big tank that she lives in. If she went at the other end, her basking end, which has got a lovely heat mat, she'd feel warm to the touch. Cold-blooded animals, the feel of their skin changes temperature depending on whether or not they're under a heat source. So whether they're outside in the sunlight or whether they're under a heat lamp, they will change temperature. They need the heat to warm them up. They can't warm them up like we can. We're what we call warm-blooded. If you touch your arm right now, it will feel pretty much the same temperature whether you touch it in the morning or in the evening, whether you're outside or whether you're inside. It really doesn't matter. Whereas these guys need to find their heat from somewhere else. So they find it from the sun, or they find it from a specialist reptile, basking light, and that makes them feel very warm when they've been under there. Or if they want to cool down, they go to the cool end of their tank, or if they were in the wild, they go into the shade or into water to cool down. And then they'd start to feel a lot colder again. There we go. Hello, Fire. You come and say hello to everyone, aren't you? Where are you off to, Skittles? Skittles just off on a mission. I think she's looking for some more bugs, so I think I will get her a few. And we will discuss our next reason that these guys are all reptiles. So, come back here, Skittle. Your food's over here, Pickle. She really is on a mission, isn't she? Skittle, you're going the wrong way, sweetheart. Oops. Come here, you. Thank you. Look. Skittle, should we let you out? No, you're not going over to see Bolt. Bolt's eating his own food. Let's get Skittle. Skittle is on a mission. So the next reason that makes these guys reptiles is most reptiles come from eggs. Most reptiles lay eggs, and all these guys here came from an egg. They hatched from an egg. There you go, look. Skittle, what's that? What have we got here? Oh, look, you've got a worm going over your hand. Look, what's this? What's this? Let's see if that hurts, so she'll get it in a minute. They all hatched from eggs, and I have got some pictures here of baby reptiles hatching from eggs. Here we have a baby bearded dragon coming out of an egg. This is not Skittle, this is a different baby. Here we have a baby corn snake. This one looks very much like Fire, but it's not. And here we have a baby tortoise. Now, I don't know if you will notice anything about these pictures, but all the babies are hatching look pretty much like the adult version of the animals they are. They come out looking like a mini adult. Can you see? They all look like mini adults. Now, reptile parents, they're not the same as mammal parents or bird parents. They don't really look after their children. In fact, most reptiles, when they're born, have to fend for themselves from day one. Their parents aren't there, their mother's not there to help feed them or look after them. They have to just fend for themselves and get on with it. Another thing about reptiles is their eggs are always laid on land. So even reptiles like turtles, come here you, like turtles, who spend most of their time in the water will come on land to lay their eggs. The turtles come on land, come onto the beaches, dig a big hole and lay their eggs there. Right, the last thing I'm going to mention about what makes them a reptile. Can you see going all the way down Skittles' back here? This here is a backbone. All reptiles have backbones. If you feel down your neck, down here, you'll feel that you too have a backbone. It goes all the way down. Oh, right. Let's have a recap on what makes a reptile. Here we go. Reptiles have dry, scaly skin. They are cold-blooded. Most lay eggs. They have lungs because they breathe air. And they have a backbone. Right. If you want to continue doing a kind of reptile theme at home, you want some extra things to do with your home learning, there are a few things you could do. You could maybe write down all the reptiles you could think of, and then maybe if you wanted you could do a fact file on one of them. You can find out where it lives and what it eats, or maybe you could do a differences and similarities between you and a reptile. What have you got the same? We've noticed from our list that 2 things are the same. We breathe air and we've got a backbone. Can you think of any other things that might be the same? You could also, if you like art, you could try drawing a picture of one of the animals. You will find on the Lion Learners Facebook page loads of pictures of animals, and also on my Lion Learners East Anglia page loads of pictures of animals. So you could draw any of them. Quickly before we go, I'm going to show you another reptile because he sat so patiently. This is the beautiful Diego, and he is a crested gecko. As I said before, reptiles come in all shapes and sizes, and Diego is a very small one. Hello, sweetheart. Are you going to show them your jumping? He might jump for you if you're lucky, we'll see. We'll see if he fancies a jump. Are you going to jump? I don't know if he is. But he is also a reptile, he's a type of lizard. Very, very beautiful. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed our reptile session, and I hope it was useful. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye from me and goodbye from all the animals.